The Clippers have a record of 6-18 as of right now. And it got me thinking about the crazy season that the Clippers have had so far with the situation with Steve Ballmer and Kawhi doing that illegal underneath the table money that they were giving out to Kawhi using the company. I think it was Aspirations or Aspire, whatever the name of that company was, is like a shell company to give out all that money to him. That scandal has engulfed them. It's has potential to set them back for a while. Silver still hasn't made his decision regarding that. And then you have this situation with Chris Paul and his fallout with the Clippers, that there was some kind of alleged feud between him and Tyronn Lue where they both hated each other. That's come out now. So it's been a wild season for the Clippers, and their record is complete garbage. And no pun intended when I say this, insult to injury, they lost Bradley Beal for the whole entire year. Just thinking about all these things got me thinking about how, was this signing of Kawhi Leonard about 7 years ago? Was it worth it? Was it really worth it for the Clippers? Did they get anything great out of this signing? I don't think so. With Kawhi being on the Clippers since 2019, they have gone out of the first round only twice. His first 2 years, it seemed like it was a good signing. They got out of the first round his first season with the Clippers, and then the second season, they go to the conference finals. But after the first two seasons, it's gone downhill. Kawhi has had a season where he's not played due to an ACL injury. And other seasons, he's not there usually half the time. He's gone. Last year, for instance, he only played 37 games. So he's definitely Mr. Unreliable. He's a guy that doesn't show up when his team needs him. So you got to think about how this really wasn't worth that investment. And on top of that, the amount of money they paid Kawhi so far, if you also factor in this season, is $293 million estimated. I rounded it all up. So it's around $293 million. That's close to $300 million. And like I said, they didn't get really anything out of it. Just one second round appearance, one conference finals, and that's pretty much it. But they had to give up so much to get Kawhi because they had to get Paul George to get him to sign with the Clippers. That was a requirement Kawhi set for them, and that cost them SGA, cost them a bunch of future first round picks, which they're still paying the price for. That trade pretty much set back their franchise for this whole entire decade, along with Kawhi's tomfoolery when it came to scamming them. Kawhi, to me, is one of the greatest scammers of all time when it comes to NBA history. I don't know a player who's that good at scamming an organization than Kawhi. He's been able to scam the Spurs, and I'll be fair on the Spurs because they got screwed over trusting him that one year when he went MIA, and then suddenly he wouldn't report to them regarding his injury. They were foolish to trust him, but it's all right. The Clippers are even bigger fools because he's played them for 7 years. Well, 6 years right now, but if you factor in a few months from now, the end of the season will be 7 years. So close to 7 years, they've been played by this man every step of the way, and they never got anything in return. They've gotten nothing in return for all this but humiliation, whether it comes from the scandal involving him and Ballmer, doing that illegal deal when it came to money underneath the table, or the other stuff that's broken out with PG leaving them, Chris Paul getting kicked off the team. It's just been an embarrassment. And that's what I could say, embarrassment. I was going to say embarrassment of riches, but that's definitely not riches. I don't even know of a term I could call it other than just being severely embarrassed the last several years. And that leads me to think of a strategy, what they need to do now when it comes to Kawhi. I feel Kawhi has gone off too damn easy in this situation. It's like he benefits from being a mute or being autistic. And I'm not making fun of people who are on the spectrum. Believe me, I'm not. But I think it's like his superpower right now. He's somewhere on the spectrum. He's a mute, autistic, somewhere in that range. And I think that really helps him because he's very quiet. He's not talking at all while people have called him out. He's just remained very radio silent, which has always been a strength of his. I think that's always helped him to avoid or elude severe criticism because any normal NBA player, especially a star, would be in a war of words with the media. But with Kawhi, he's just silent, doesn't give a shit. I think to some degree he might be a sociopath or something because he has no emotions, no feelings of his wrongdoing. Like he doesn't care. He has like no conscience that he's robbed people of money. He's robbed the fans of money by not playing. He hasn't done his job. He's very disgraceful in that, but he's still able to get away with it and live in peace without any disruption. And I was thinking that the Clippers need to have like an anti-Kawhi campaign. They should have like billboards everywhere over LA that says like fire Kawhi or harass Kawhi. At least yell at Kawhi like, why are you stealing money? That's what I would tell every fan to do whenever you see Kawhi on the streets. Just yell at Kawhi, why are you stealing money? Why are you stealing money? At least don't let that man live peacefully because he doesn't deserve it. Every time he's at a restaurant, people should scream, Kawhi, why are you stealing money? Because he just doesn't deserve that freedom. He should have to live a pariah lifestyle where he has to stay at home all the time because people are harassing him outside of his house. And I'd say on top of that, he's just very lucky he plays for the Clippers because if he had played for the Lakers, he would never get any peace and quiet. People would be harassing him everywhere. It's very disgraceful. I know some people would say the Clippers doing this would give them negative publicity. And my response to that is the Clippers are always going to get negative publicity. They're always going to get negative PR because they will always be a second-rate franchise to the Lakers. The Lakers are the glamour team of LA. They're like the flagship team of LA. They're the most glorified franchise you could say in the NBA, up there with the Celtics. So they will always be second rate competing with them. I don't even think the Clippers would lose out on future free agents if they treated Kawhi like crap, like the way I'm suggesting, because LA is a hot destination. People will always want to play in LA. Granted, the Lakers will be the number one choice, but if a player can't get to the Lakers, they'll definitely then go to the Clippers just to be in LA. We've seen this so many times. Even when even when the Clippers had a racist owner in Sterling, it was widely known by the whole entire league that Sterling was a racist. But it didn't stop players from wanting to play for the Clippers simply because they wanted to be in LA. They didn't care. Heck, Doc Rivers didn't care when he signed up to be a coach of the Clippers because he had played for the Clippers during the 90s. So he knew that Sterling was a racist, but he still didn't care. I'm just throwing that out there to show you that players are always willing to give a pass for ideal destinations. It doesn't matter how corrupt an organization is. That if you're in New York, LA, or Miami, I feel you could do players dirty and they would still want to play for those teams. They would still desire to be in those hot destinations. So that's why I feel the Clippers should go all out to tarnish Kawhi, make his life hell. He stole $293 million from you guys. He costs you a league MVP and SGA. He costs you your lottery picks. You guys are going to be garbage for this whole entire decade, and you're gonna have zero to show for it. Kawhi wasted your whole entire decade. He didn't give you anything in return. So they should go all out against this guy, and also trade him. They should definitely get rid of him, put him in the most miserable place he can be. I would send him to the Jazz just for trash. Let him live in Salt Lake City the next few years. Have him suffer. Granted, I don't even think Kawhi would suffer anywhere he goes, but maybe he will because he's such an antisocial person. I could just see him staying in his home all day like he probably does in LA. But you got to at least make him feel uncomfortable. He has family that lives in LA. I know his wife and his daughter lives there, and his son separated him from his family in the sense that he'll be in some other state playing while they're in California. Granted, they could move with him, but most of the time I've seen these players leave their families behind in these other states, especially if it's a glamour destination like LA. They leave them there. But yeah, they need to get rid of him. They need to campaign against him. They need to do every negative thing possible. That's what I would do. I know some people say it's cruel, but I feel he deserves all that. He definitely does. I have nothing else to say about this subject.